Hey guys, welcome back to the Restaurant Woodworker. Anthony here. In today's video I'll be showing you how I use Alumilite resin in order to cast these worthless wood bottle stopper blanks. And as you can see, they turn into some actually pretty cool looking bottle stoppers. Now, you've probably seen a lot of methods on the internet about casting these blanks using pressure pots and lots of expensive equipment. But I've been casting these without a pressure pot, and I guess I have my own special technique, I guess you can call it. So I'll show you what I do, and if you want to get into casting blanks, you don't need a pressure pot, you don't need a vacuum chamber, all that you need is the Alumilite. So if you want to see how I cast these with minimal equipment, stay tuned with me and I'll show you how. So for the actual casting molds, I will be using caulking tubes or tubes from caulking that I just cut off the ends and I sanded them flat and then cut grooves into them so that I could retape them back up, and then once the resin would dry, I could open them back up. Once I had those, I took a piece of wax paper and used some caulking sealant and attached these to the piece of wax paper, as you can see here. But before I did that, I also covered up the slots that I cut into the tubes with a box cutter. Next, I cut out my piece of burl, and this is walnut burl. And I just cut this into relatively randomly shaped sizes and shapes because I kind of like how the random look and no particular pattern looks in the actual casting. Next, before I could cast these, I left these in my toaster oven at 250 degrees Fahrenheit for roughly 10 hours. Once these were entirely dry, and technically I should have left them to dry for 24 hours, but I just didn't have that time to wait. And I kind of like how the bubbles look in the castings. But after that, I mixed up the resin and then just poured it onto the molds and the blanks. And then I just let it set overnight. And in order to weigh the wood down from floating up in the resin, I weighed it down with a lock. Once the resin was dry, I just tore off the wax paper and took off the mold blanks, as you can see here. Now that I have all three blanks, the bottoms are still kind of rough and aren't relatively flat, so what I did was I flattened them on my belt sander. And I flattened them until the bottom of the blank looked relatively clearish and clean. And I'll show you the bottom in a little bit, as you saw that. And then I had to drill the holes to actually fit the threading device from the bottle stopper kit. And once I had those drilled, I mounted it on my lathe and then just turned a basic bottle stopper shape. But with these bottle stoppers, I make sure that the natural edge is visible on the top of the blank. And then I just make the sides go in. I make the sides taper in, and then I just sand it flush. First I sanded the blank up to 1200 grit, and then I finished it with some wax and then just buffed it out with a piece of paper towel. Personally, I really like how these bottle stoppers turn out, and once I had it turned, I just screw in the bottom of the bottle stopper and it's done. So hopefully you enjoyed this video and you start casting your own blanks. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.